Which team is most likely to steal a road playoff win in game 2? Says Steelers Almighty. The Mavs. I think the Mavs can steal game 2. I think Embiid, if he's healthy or if he gets you to 50%, I think Philly can get you game 2. Let's see. Miami can't get you game 2. That's not going to happen. I don't think the Pelicans are going to be able to get you game 2. I don't think that's going to happen. The Suns? Do we think the Suns? Yeah. Give me the Suns in game 2. Give me the Suns in game 2. I think they can go and win a game in Minnesota. I do. I think Booker, and they need Beal to do something too. But yeah, give me them. Give me them. So we'll see. The Lakers, no. Lakers are not going to do it. I've lost all faith that I have in the Lakers. I don't think the Lakers are stealing a game at all. But I do think the Mavs, I think if Embiid can give you 50 to 60%, I think the 76ers can get you a game. I think the Suns can get you a game. I don't think the Pelicans will get you a game. A matter of fact, I think the Pelicans are going to get blown out. Yeah, I think they're going to get blown out. The Lakers, nope. The Heat, nope. Nope. The Pacers, I'd like to say because I thought the Pacers were going to win the series. Now, that'll be a tricky one. Pacers, first year in the playoffs, little nerves. Yeah, I think the Pacers can get you game 2. I'll add them to the list. I think the Pacers can get you game 2. Because Giannis, I think Giannis is going to be out the whole series. Giannis ain't going to play in the first round series. I think he's out. So give me the Pacers in game 2 as well. Yeah, I like that. That'll be interesting. But I think the Lakers are cooked. I think Miami is cooked. I think the Pelicans for sure are cooked. Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, I'm ready, though. Playoffs are good. We didn't see a whole lot of surprises. I think game 2 is going to be really good. The only game that I think is going to be a blowout is going to be Oklahoma City. I think they're going to blow out the Pelicans. And I think Boston will whip on Miami. They're not going to make 26 threes again, or what was it, 22 threes? I don't think they're going to do that again, but I think they're going to end up whipping Miami. But I think all the other ones will be close, even the Lakers. The Lakers and the Nuggets will be close. I just don't think when it comes down to winning time, the Lakers just won't make the plays, and the Nuggets will. That's weird, but that's just the way it's gone. I don't see anything changing in that series. I haven't seen anything that's going to change. They just have better players at winning time. So, Steelers Almighty asking a question. A little biased question for you. How many teams would George Pickens be the number 1 receiver on? I mean, I was a guy that said last year that Deontay Johnson, until about halfway through the season, Deontay Johnson was the number 1 receiver. But I would say half. Yeah, that sounds about right. About half. Because, I mean, think about it. If he went to Buffalo, wouldn't Pickens be the number 1 receiver in Buffalo right now? Yep. If he went to Kansas City, do you think he's the number 1 receiver over Marquise? And I'm not talking about Kelsey. We're just talking about receivers. Pickens is a better receiver than Marquise Brown and Rashee Rice. So, yeah, he would in New England. Not the Jets, not the Dolphins. I think he's better than Zay Flowers in Baltimore. I don't think he's better than Yeah, I mean, probably half the league. I mean, he'd be the number one receiver on everybody in the NFC East except for the Cowboys. Meaning the Commanders, the Giants. No, not Philly. Yeah, he'd be the number 3 receiver in Philly. So it's a good question. It's a good question. Mike DeRuler said the Lakers can win game 2, but it would take a virtuoso from LeBron. I think that's where you're wrong, Mike DeRuler. I don't think it's going to take a virtuoso from LeBron. I think it's going to take a virtuoso from Anthony Davis. That's who I think the virtuoso has to come from. Now, I know what you're going to say. He ain't capable of doing it. I'm not going to fight you on it. I'm not going to fight you on that. I'm not. But I think the virtuoso has to come from Anthony Davis. That's where the virtuoso has to come from. I don't think it has to come from LeBron. Now, it would help. Don't get me wrong. It will help. But I think it's going to take a virtuoso from Anthony Davis for them to win game 2. I just think that it will. It's a bad matchup for him. You know, Nikola Jokic is a better player than him. But on the offensive end, he can take advantage of him. I think they need to go a lot of ISO stuff with him and just let him go to work. And then he has to go to work. Take the bumps. Take the bruises. Do what you need to do. But who knows if he's going to do that? We'll see. We'll see. What do y'all think about the NFL? NFL draft starts on Thursday. It starts on Thursday. Caleb Williams had an interview, came out and said he is head and shoulder. He is just better than everybody else in the draft. I don't disagree. I think he is. I think he has been. I don't think anything has changed. I think he's the best quarterback in the draft. I think the Bears would be crazy not to take him. I don't even think there's a question at this point. I think it would be funny if the Bears took somebody else, but that would just be the Bears being the Bears doing bear things. But I think it would be funny. So, but Caleb Williams just came out and said, hey, man, I am better at in-pocket stuff than everybody else. I'm better than they are. And if you look at the tape, he is. I don't know what we're doing with this J.J. McCarthy stuff. Do you guys know? Like, why is he now all of a sudden going to be a top 4, top 5 pick? And here's the thing. I'm not even sure if J.J. McCarthy can play or if he can't play. People want to hold it against him that, well, they didn't lean on him. They didn't count on him. He didn't do enough in college. Well, it's because they didn't have to. You know, they didn't have to lean on him. Well, I mean, the thing to do, the easiest thing to do in football is to run the football. And if you can run the football and just beat everybody, that's kind of what you do. I mean, why put the ball in harm's way if you don't have to? I mean, it doesn't matter if you got Joe Montana on your team. If you're running for 8-10 yards a carry, you're just going to continue to run the football. I mean, it's just that simple. So every single year, somebody gets floated up, and he's that guy this year. We've seen it time and time again. And every time that person gets floated up that high, every single time they fail. I mean, it's like clockwork. All of a sudden, we start raising the caliber of somebody, and they get drafted in the top 8, top 5, and they stink. Every single time. Every single time. We've seen it. And I'm afraid this might happen again. Again, I know I just went on and said we don't know if J.J. McCarthy can play, and we don't. But I'm just under the impression, why didn't you have him ranked that high all year? The tape hasn't changed. I mean, nothing has changed. So it's act like he's went out there and played a whole bunch of different football games. Oh, yeah, I see a lot different. No. The tape is still the tape. It's been the same. So why are you looking at it differently? We do it every year. Somebody out of nowhere, and they stink. I got a feeling this is going to be the same thing, man. I got to feel this is going to be the same thing. So, Darren Howard saying the same thing. Somebody gets floated up the board last minute every year. I need to know who's doing this. Lock them up. Yeah, man. Why? I mean, for instance, the starting quarterback for the Tennessee Titans this year is going to be Will Levis. He was drafted, what was it, the first pick of the second round last year. What's wrong with that? Why do you have to draft a quarterback in the top 5? Well, we need to make sure we get one. Well, what if he's not a top 5 pick? I mean, I just used my Steelers as an example. At number 20, they could have taken Tyler Linderbaum, a Pro Bowl center that happened to go to our rival, the Ravens. Instead, we need a quarterback, so we're going to take one. We take Baby Hands Pickett. And he's no longer on our football team. It's that kind of stuff. It's those kinds of misses that you can't afford to do. You can't afford to do it. That's all I'm saying. Enough is enough. Enough is enough.